This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
They say opposites attract. That's why the Sleep Number Smart Bed is the best bed for couples. You like a bed that feels firm, but they want soft? Sleep Number does that. You want to sleep cooler while they like to feel warm? Sleep Number does that too. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing for a limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com. See store for details.
Hello, welcome to In All Honesty, the podcast where we get real about life and all the problems that come with it. I'm Michelle Ellman and I'm a 5 board accredited life coach, public speaker, author of The Joy of Being Selfish and Am I Ugly? And I'm passionate about teaching people how to communicate, heal the wounds from the past, feel your feelings, and ultimately giving you the tools you need to change your own life. This is the space where you get your personal development needs met, and we talk about all things growth, self-awareness, and communication with complexity and nuance. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, then stick around, because I think you're going to like it here. Welcome back to another episode. This week we are talking about Christmas. However, if you love Christmas, you're very excited that tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and you are in your festive, joyful spirit, this may not be the podcast episode for you. I am so happy you are so excited about Christmas. I am so happy you are having so much fun, and you should go enjoy that. And for the other people who aren't, this podcast episode is for you, so that you don't feel so lonely this Christmas period, because not everyone has the same feelings about Christmas, and often at this time of year, only one version of Christmas gets a voice. The version of Christmas that have the perfect families, the extravagant gifts, the endless amount of food, and with your family around the whole table. But for a lot of people, Christmas is not that easy. Christmas involves a lot of fights. A lot of people are working on Christmas. A lot of people have family that they're going to be mourning, especially this year, especially last year. A lot of families are still separated by the travel guidelines. It will be a lot of people's first Christmas without someone, and a lot of people do not have perfect families, and so will be choosing to spend it alone. If you've followed me long enough, you know that I don't love Christmas, and I never really have. I get very frustrated that it starts being celebrated in September, and for those who say that's an exaggeration, it's not. I saw Christmas stuff in the supermarket in September before even Halloween, and I have a really difficult time with anything that is meant to be forced fun or forced optimism or forced positivity, because you should be allowed to enjoy something, but you also shouldn't have to force everyone else to join you in the similar feelings. Everyone's allowed to have different opinions. And so this podcast episode is simply to say it's okay to hate Christmas. And if you are dreading the fact that it's Christmas Eve tomorrow and it's Christmas Day the next day, then pretend it's not. You are allowed to see it as just a normal Friday, a normal Saturday, as a normal weekend. And how would you spend your Saturday if you were just wanting to have a good time yourself? And you can look at it that way, and Christmas doesn't have to be this big thing. And I also think that this idea of perfect families is one of these awful comparison things that are based in untruths. No one has a perfect family, and everyone I know has had some sort of fight on Christmas at some point. And I think the epiphany for me around this was when I was 15. And I had got into a fight with my whole family, stormed upstairs, and actually didn't come out for Christmas lunch. And I was in my bed on Facebook, messaging one of my best friends from primary school, and we were just saying Merry Christmas. And then she said, "Oh, well, I hope your Christmas is good." And I said, "Well, I won't lie. I'm currently locked in my bedroom and everyone's celebrating Christmas downstairs." And it's the first time I'd ever been honest about Christmas and me not liking it and me never liking it. And she replied with, Same. I'm locked in my bedroom too. And it was the first time where there was this space for actually being honest about Christmas, that we didn't need to present these perfect families, and that everyone has their own issues around Christmas, whether that's a financial issue because everyone's jobs have been impacted by the pandemic, and therefore getting that many gifts can be really high pressure and just sucks the fun out of it because you're just worrying about money the whole time. Then there's always this keeping up mentality. So if someone buys you a gift, then you have to buy them a gift. And for some people, it's about hiding their identity. So going home for Christmas means hiding their sexuality, hiding who they truly are, hiding their political views. It could also mean having a lot of heated conversations around vaccines and politics and Brexit, all these things that lead to fights, and everyone knows leads to fights, but someone has a drink and they decide to bring the same conversation up. Because families are complicated and they bring up intensity, and some people love that intensity and other people would prefer it didn't happen. I think everyone has their own holidays that they prefer. For me, it's birthday and it's Valentine's Day. And for what used to be a religious holiday, a lot of people are celebrating other religions at this time of year that don't get given a lot of airtime and aren't seen as important. So if you're celebrating any other holiday this year, I hope you're having a lovely time.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Dealing with mental health can be hard. All the influencers' posts, articles, podcasts, tips about what to do, what not to do, silence retreats, yoga retreats. My friends tell me to take some me time. My mom says I need a boyfriend. Therapy? Impossible without insurance. Even with, it's expensive.
United Healthcare can help make getting mental health care easier. With Mental Health Complete Plus, provided by Teladoc Health. Unlimited virtual sessions, only $59.99 a month. Visit mentalhealthcomplete.com to learn more.
They say opposites attract. That's why the Sleep Number Smart Bed is the best bed for couples. You like a bed that feels firm, but they want soft? Sleep Number does that. You want to sleep cooler while they like to feel warm? Sleep Number does that too. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing for a limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com. See store for details.
And if you're not, I'm going to ask you this year to design your own Christmas and lose the word Christmas if you don't want it to, but design your own Saturday. Have your perfect Saturday. Have your perfect Friday. Use it as an excuse if you can, if you're not working. Use it as an opportunity to do every single thing you love, whether that's getting your favourite foods, whether that's just sitting in front of the sofa and not moving. I want to give you permission to feel however you feel about Christmas and tell you that how you feel is valid, normal, and that you don't have to love Christmas in order to be normal. And that there are other people who also don't love Christmas, but we just don't hear about it. So it's not like they don't exist and that you are alone in your hating Christmas. It is the fact that they aren't given a lot of airtime. And Friday, Saturday are also perfect excuses to get off Instagram. A lot of you know that I spend a lot of the Christmas period with my phone completely off on airplane mode. And actually for the last 2 years, I've deleted all social media apps off my phone for about 10 days, 2 weeks. And it's been the best thing I could do because I actually forget Christmas exists. My family are not the most Christmassy of families. My dad is Jewish, first of all. Second of all, we're in a hot place every time we have Christmas. 2 years ago, we had some awful news around Christmas and no one was in the mood to celebrate. And honestly, it was like the worst news of my life and it came on Christmas Eve. And so I hated Christmas before, but that year definitely hated Christmas. And getting off social media meant I didn't have to compare at all. And then last year, again, some horrible news happened on Christmas Eve. But if I'm being honest, I hated Christmas before the last 2 years. So a lot of people would say, oh, it's really bad timing. And I would say, no, might as well happen then because I wasn't enjoying it anyway. But when you're not on social media, that element of comparison disappears, and you can forget the fact that it's Christmas. And another thing I would encourage you all to do is this year, when you do your Christmas posts, if you want to do any, try to add an element of honesty in them. You don't have to say, my family got into a massive fight, but maybe don't project it as the best day of the year if that's not the kind of day you had. If you did have the best day of the year, absolutely post that, be authentic. But a lot of the times we're putting out this image, and I'm saying this more for you than for anyone else, but when you post a false image on social media and you pretend or exaggerate something into what it's not, you actually make yourself feel bad, and you might not be conscious of it, but you will feel bad because what you are essentially doing is confirming the fact that your expectations were let down or that you were disappointed. And projecting something that isn't reality will also feel inauthentic, and it will affect your perception of the day. Because then what happens is you post your perfect image, but then you go on the newsfeed and you're looking for the exact same thing you just did, which is that you're looking for confirmation of the fact that your day wasn't good enough. So if you did listen to this and you do love Christmas, just lower the bar. We don't need such high expectations on Christmas. We don't need the perfect presents. We don't need all these things that has become a compulsory part of a very showy offy Christmas, and we could actually just take the time to enjoy the extra time we have with our family. A lot of people do have more days off at this time of year than normal. Enjoy that time, and if you are able to see your family this year, appreciate that fact, because last year you might not have been able to. And the last thing I want to say is also the fact that because last year a lot of people did not have a perfect Christmas, there will be a lot of people who will be feeling a lot of pressure to make up for last year. And I want to just encourage you to get rid of this idea in your mind, because expecting to have 2 Christmases in one is even more pressure than is needed. And your last Christmas wasn't wasted, it was just different. And different isn't bad. And of course there was the sadness and the guilt and the loss and all of the things that came with not being able to spend time with your family last year. But if you start looking at this year as a 2-for-1 Christmas, you are going to set yourself up for failure. So have a wonderful day tomorrow if you celebrate it. Have a wonderful day on Saturday if you celebrate it. If you don't, have a wonderful Friday and Saturday. Don't use Christmas as an excuse to waste 24 hours, 48 hours being miserable for no reason. Just pretend Christmas doesn't exist. Christmas does not need to apply to you. You don't need to celebrate it if you don't want to. And you are perfectly normal if you choose to celebrate it and your Christmas is not perfect. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope you have a really wonderful weekend, however you choose to spend it. Thank you so much for listening, and if you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world if you could leave a review wherever you are listening to this, or share it on social media, and tag me in it so I can share it too. Come find me at Scarred Not Scared on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. We do fun things on there like Q&A Mondays, and on Fridays we celebrate your boundary wins. There's a whole community of people who want to grow and heal, and we are waiting to welcome you whenever you are ready. In the meantime, make sure to feel your feelings, set some boundaries, communicate in the way you want to be communicated with, ask for what you need, and I know sometimes you forget, but someone loves you, and I will speak to you next time. Bye!
Let's talk about something that's not always top of mind, but still really important: life insurance. Why? Because it offers financial protection for your loved ones and can help them pay for things like a mortgage, credit card debt. It can even help fund an education. And guess what? Life insurance is probably a lot more affordable than you think. In fact, most people think life insurance is 3 times more expensive than it is. So with State Farm Life Insurance, you can protect your loved ones without breaking the bank. Not sure where to start? State Farm has over 19,000 local agents that can help you choose an option to fit your needs and budget. Get started today and contact a State Farm agent or go to statefarm.com.
Planning for your next trip? Elevate your travel style with Quince. Quince has all the jet-setting essentials you'll want for your next getaway, like European linen, premium luggage options, buttery soft Italian leather bags, and so much more. And it's all priced at 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Plus, Quince only works with factories that use safe and ethical manufacturing practices. Pack your bags with high-quality essentials you'll be wearing for vacations to come with Quince. Go to quince.com/trip for free shipping and 365-day returns.